Okay, so we're like, going to do a brightness test, eh? Because like someone asked me to like do this, and just to kind of get an idea of how bright um the the special guest, see how bright the LEDs are on the Gen 3, my Defender with the red blade. As far as I understand it, the Gen 3s use like a two LED system, I guess. I have my Bastion now. My Bastion uses a Nano Biscotti V3, but as far as I know, the LEDs are the same. So it's kind of like a tri-crease setup with a red, white. So that's like 4 watts. So we get a sense of what's going on there. I also have my my cat's gonna continue to walk through the set. I've got my Warglaive here, my Ultra Sabers Warglaive, and to be perfectly honest, I don't know really too much about the LEDs on these things. I mostly buy them used, and I don't really get too much in the way of information from whom I'm buying these from. But so I've got that, and then I've got my Conspirator, which is my JQ Sabers, which is running a RGB blade or LED setup. At any rate, the the Defender has your standard V4 Infinity. The Bastion and my Conspirator, they both have the standard show blades from the custom saber shop, and then the Warglaive has a standard whatever thin wall blade they provide. They all have kind of similar films. If anything, I think the V4s maybe has slight disadvantage because the film has kind of like a silvery quality to it. But let me engage these one at a time. Now, from my perspective, what I'm seeing here, if anything, the Gen 3 comes in at a solid. It's even with the Ultra Sabers, slightly less bright than my Bastion and my Conspirator. So I will put this at I put this as solid, even third place, but they're all very comparable. That's just being very fussy, to be perfectly honest, as far as the color goes. And the interesting thing is, through the camera, the lighting on the Defender is much more consistent from emitter to tip of blade, and that might be due to the quality of the blade that's installed. So let's turn these things off. Wow, what a cacophony. Anyway, so I think the only way to really get a true test would be to probably put Infinity V4s into all of these. But to be perfectly honest, I'm not going to do that because I think this was a pretty good display of what this saber is capable of. I mean, it holds its own in while comparing it to what I consider to be kind of a solid litmus test of different levels of brightness. Now I could go fetch my Vader's Vault, and I have several other RGB sabers that can produce a red, but I think that would be sort of pointless. Um, Now, as far as people's opinions regarding the brightness of blades, a lot of people sort of rest a lot of you know their laurels on this aspect of the saber, but considering how much money you're spending on the Defender, um, or any of the Gen 3s, um, I don't think you can really ask for much more as far as brightness goes. If you want it brighter, you could probably fiddle around with other polycarbonate blades and whatnot, but I don't really think you need to do that. In the end, I think what you're getting is probably the best product that you can get for $100. So, on that bombshell, I'm just gonna say, I hope this comparison helps someone out there, and I hope everyone has a wonderful evening. And I will see you next time. All right, take care now. I